Hello, my name is Gabby Pavicini, and this is my Renaissance Media assignment. I am an animation student, and for this project I wanted to make something that was along those lines. So I used my creativity, and I ran into a lot of obstacles and trials and errors, but I tried my very best, and that's the most important thing in the end. So at the beginning, I tried out some watercolor colors to create the sort of gradient for the background. And I ended up finding some acrylic paint around my house, so I decided to mix some of that with water to create a watercolor feel on that canvas. And almost all the way below, I shaded in with watercolor colored pencils to create a more yellowy, darker yellow and orange tone to create this gradient. And it ended up looking kind of messy but atmospheric, which is exactly what I wanted. And this was how I made the designs for these characters. They were meant to represent the three most primary emotions that all human beings feel. And you can see here the pigment that I used and the technique that I used to get the yolk out for the paint. I used a little bit of water to dilute it. I didn't have many tools in my hands at the moment because I'm traveling, so I used what I could, my water bottle. And I used a color intensifier to intensify the pigment because it was a bit darker. It ended up being a lot darker than I wanted it to be, but I worked with what I could. After it was dry and I left it to dry for 2 days because it took a while to dry for me, I outlined it to give it a little bit more of a pop and to give it more of a character look. And I want to take this time to say that I had a lot of fun to create this project. I was scared at first. I had never tried this technique of making paint, and I struggled a lot. I had a lot of trial and errors, but I really enjoyed it, and I feel like this is the first step in my growth as an artist. And hopefully I was able to create something pretty worthwhile in your eyes as my professor. And I hope that you see the hard work that I put into this. I know it might not look like the best piece of art, but I really did try my best, and I did pour my heart out into it, creativity, and of course imagination. So that's the most important thing, at least in my eyes in the end. So thank you so much. This was my project at the very end, and this was the final look. So thank you so much again. I hope you enjoyed.